Welcome back to another edition of Lucky English Ed Reviews Everything, and I am your host, Lucky English Ed. As promised, we are now. You have to excuse the noise in the background. I'm at a local tournament right now. As promised, we are reviewing the modern version of the Gatling Gunner codename Rock and Roll. Actual file name Greg McConnell. And here is his file card. Now, if you notice, his file card is a little bent. I'm not exactly sure why it's bent. I mean, I did purchase this brand new and not from, well, it was a second-hand seller, but it was still inside the original packaging. So I'm not sure if the damaged file card is due to the handling of the original owner or manufacturers, but here is his file card, and it pretty much says the exact same thing, almost verbatim, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't really go over it, but I suppose in the future I'll start to do things like that. Here's the file card, verbatim almost, if not exactly, and file card is a decent color. It's a little bent. It's jet black on the back. So let's get right into the character himself. And again, excuse the noise. And here is the character. As you can see, let's back him up some. He is a big upgrade. Let's dump him out. There we go. We don't need that. We don't need that. Let's open this up. It's a bit of tape. I don't have my X-Acto knife, so I'm gonna have to peel this. And let's dump these as well. So let's take a look at the stand. The stand is common for these more modern figures. G.I. Joe embossed, codename Rock and Roll in white print. I love these little stands, always did. I wouldn't say flimsy, but it's a stand. You get what you pay for. So let's sit that right there, and let's get into the character himself, Rock and Roll. Let's back him up for the camera. And in the next video, I am going to do a comparison of the two, because there are some differences between these two. Let's go into the sculpt. Looking at the sculpt on the character, he is simply remarkable. He has like, let's pop his head off. Take a look at the head. The head is a really good sculpt. He looked he actually kind of looks high when you look at his eyes. There you go. Let's hold that. You can see it kind of looks high. But the sculpt is really good. They really took some time with sculpting the beard, the hat. I'm liking the hat. It's fixed. It can't be removed. Let's pop that back on now. There we go. Nice snap. So let's continue on the sculpt. Taking a look. Let's sit him down so I can get in the frame here. Taking a look at the shoulders. It's a pretty nice shoulder. You got like these shoulder pads. Man, I honestly don't know where to begin, because there's so much great detail in this character. Stand him back up and back him up some. He is really done well. The gloves, the sculpt on everything is just really good. The army fatigues, the pants, the lacing in the boots. I'm really liking the detail in the lacing in the boots. It's just so good. Let's get into the articulation. Articulation-wise, his head, I'm not a fan of his neck. He kind of looks like he has a hunchback, as you can clearly see. His head can look down that far, up that far, which is basically eyesight. His head is on a ball joint, as you already saw, so he can swivel 360. His arms are on ball joints as well, so that means it can go up that far and then up that far. It's on a ball joint as stated, so it could spin 360. His elbows are on ball joints, so they can spin 360s as well. His elbow can flex out that much, flex in that much, and I'm liking this new articulation in these more modern Joes, where some, not all, but some, can swivel at the wrist 360 degrees, as you can see. Let's continue on. He has a torso crunch, I'm guessing, unlike the vintage Joe line. He can crunch at the torso that much. Let's turn him sideways. Crunch that much going forward. Crunch that much going backwards. And then I haven't taken these Joes apart, so I don't know. He's definitely on a T-hook, but then is he also on an O-ring? Now, for y'all who are asking what's an O-ring, an O-ring is that little circle rubber band that goes inside the body of the vintage Joes. Y'all, if you've ever taken your vintage Joes apart, your original G.I. Joes, you know what I'm talking about then. Let's get down to the waist. He can split that much. Wow, that is a beautiful freaking spread. He can kick out at a... Oh, okay, the leg is a little loose. He can kick out at a 90-degree angle. He can bend at his knee 90 degrees as well. Then he can further bend even more for just crazy articulation. You gotta love that. And then something else that they didn't have, the vintage line of G.I. Joes, is they now have a ball joint at the feet. So his feet can swivel a full 365 degrees, and they can do that. Even more articulation. So if you ever wanted to make your G.I. Joes go swimming, they can go swimming, or put them in a jumping pose or whatever, or even a kicking pose. These new, I can't even really call them new, they're new to me, but these newer line of G.I. Joes are really, really good. I'm really enjoying them. So let's put him on his stand. Let's peg that in right there. And I'm not going to bother to peg that. Let's back him up and let's look at his weapons. He comes with... Yes, this is the exact same one, just in a different coloration. The exact same one-handed minigun with the scope. Dual chain gun, that is. He only comes with one of these. And he comes with a little SMG with a scope on it. It's pretty cool. I like the way it looks. Let's see if we can get that in focus. It's a one-handed SMG. It's pretty nice. And then he comes with... Also, this, does it open up? He comes with this little ammo backpack, which feeds the bullets in the rounds into the minigun. And last but not least, he comes with an actual chain of ammunition, which I'm not quite sure, but I believe it's supposed to peg it into here like so. And I'm not sure where else it's supposed to peg into, so let's just peg it into there. Okay, I'm not sure how to do it. I don't want to waste too much time boring you, but that's the chain gun ammo pack. So let's try and put it on. Well, as you can clearly see, I have it on backwards. So this is... Do I have it on backwards or upside down? I have it on backwards. Let's flip it around and peg that into there. And let's peg it... Shoot, I'm still pegging it wrong. Let's just throw it on any hand for the time being, because I'm really anxious to do the next video, which is the one where I compare the vintage rock and roll to this modern rock and roll. Let's readjust the camera. And he's pretty nice. I like the way he looks. I'm not going to peg that in today because I'm not sure how, and I don't want to break it. And he comes with this. Don't forget about this. His original came with 2 pegs on his thigh, which allowed connection of his... I still believe it's a Winchester rifle. And this one does not. In fact, this one you can't really place anywhere on his body. But that's okay, because he's supposed to be a gunner of sorts, so you could just pop it in his hand and leave it as that. And I gotta say, I like this one just as much as I like the vintage 3 3/4 inch rock and roll. And there it is, 360. The coloration is nice. I really like this little belt thingy here. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be part of the ammo pack or not, but it's really good. Well, there you have it, the modern rock and roll Craig, I keep saying Greg for some reason, Craig McConnell Gatling gunner. This has been a review by everyone's favorite flatmate, Lucky English Ed, signing off. Love, luck, and lollipops.